Hyundai has come an extraordinarily long way. If you were around in the early days of the brand in Western markets, you might remember a time when a Hyundai was considered a throwaway car. Cheap to buy, cheap to run, and not expected to last long. That reputation is ancient history now. Today, Hyundai builds genuinely competitive vehicles with sophisticated engineering, excellent warranty coverage, and technology that rivals brands charging twice the price. The Elantra, the Sonata, the Tucson, the Santa Fe – these are serious, well-engineered machines. But here's the thing about sophisticated engineering. It comes with specific rules. And the automatic transmission sitting inside your Hyundai, whether it's a traditional torque converter unit, a dual-clutch transmission, or the newer 8-speed found in their larger models, is a precision system that responds very badly to certain habits. Habits that feel harmless. Habits that feel completely normal. Habits that might be costing you thousands of dollars in premature wear right now without you even realizing it. Today, we're going through every single one of them. These are the things you should never do in a Hyundai automatic car, and the reasons behind each one matter just as much as the rule itself. Number 1. Never shift into park before the car has fully stopped. This one feels so minor that most people don't even register they're doing it. You're pulling into a parking spot, you're almost stopped, and before the car has fully come to rest, your hand is already moving the gear selector to park. It happens fast, it happens automatically, and it feels like it saves half a second. What it's actually doing over time is destroying a small but critical component inside your transmission called the parking pawl. The parking pawl is a metal pin that locks the output shaft of your transmission when you shift into park, physically preventing the car from rolling. It's a robust piece of engineering, but it's not designed to absorb the momentum of a moving vehicle. When you shift into park before the car has fully stopped, even at very low speeds, that pawl takes the impact of stopping the car's motion mechanically rather than letting the brakes do that job. Over time, the pawl wears, chips, or bends. In a worst-case scenario, it snaps. And when it snaps, your car can roll freely in park, which is both a safety emergency and an expensive repair. The fix is simple and costs nothing. Keep your foot on the brake, bring the car to a complete stop, a full, deliberate stop, and then shift into park. Then apply the parking brake before releasing the brake pedal. 2 extra seconds. That's all it takes to protect a component that is not cheap to replace. Number 2. Never use the gas pedal to hold yourself on a hill. Picture the scenario. You're at a red light on an incline. The car ahead of you is close. You're worried about rolling back. So instead of holding the brake or engaging the parking brake, you balance the car using the throttle. A little gas to hold position, ready to move the moment the light changes. It feels controlled. It feels efficient. For a manual transmission car, it's called a hill start. And even there, it's hard on the clutch. In your Hyundai Automatic, it is genuinely one of the most damaging things you can do on a regular basis. When you do this in an automatic, you're creating a condition called transmission slip. The torque converter or the clutch packs inside the transmission are partially engaged, trying to move the car forward while the throttle input fights against gravity and the resistance of not being fully in motion. The components involved generate heat, significant heat, and heat is the single greatest enemy of automatic transmission fluid and the clutch material inside the unit. Do this once, and you've done no lasting harm. Do this every day on your commute for 3 years, and you've shortened the life of your transmission considerably. Modern Hyundai vehicles with Hill Start Assist take care of this for you automatically, holding the brakes for a moment when you release the pedal on an incline. Use that system. Trust it. And if your Hyundai doesn't have it, use the brake to hold your position. The transmission will thank you. Number 3. Never shift to reverse while still rolling forward. This one feels obvious when it's stated plainly, but it happens more than you'd think. Usually in parking situations where someone overshoots a spot, realizes they've gone too far, and immediately yanks the selector into reverse to correct course without first coming to a complete stop. In an older, simpler automatic transmission, the gearbox has enough mechanical protection to prevent actual reverse engagement while moving forward at any meaningful speed. But the stress placed on the transmission components during that shift is real. And in Hyundai's dual-clutch transmissions, which are found in many of their models, including the Elantra and certain Tucson variants, this habit is particularly harsh. The dual-clutch transmission in Hyundai vehicles operates differently from a traditional torque converter automatic. It uses 2 separate clutch assemblies to pre-select gears and execute shifts with efficiency. It is not designed to absorb the shock of direction changes while in motion. When you force a shift from drive to reverse before stopping, you're asking the transmission to abruptly fight the car's forward momentum mechanically, placing stress on the clutch packs, the gear sets, and the synchronizers in ways they were never engineered to handle. Stop completely, every time, without exception. In a parking lot, in a driveway, in a tight turnaround. Come to a full stop, then shift. It takes 3 seconds longer and it will add years to your transmission's service life. Number 4. Never ignore the transmission fluid. Here's something that gets lost in the simplicity of modern driving. Because automatic transmissions have become so reliable and so quiet, and because modern Hyundai vehicles are genuinely well built, many owners go years without ever thinking about transmission fluid. And Hyundai doesn't always make it easy to remember, because some of their maintenance schedules, particularly for newer models, describe transmission fluid as a lifetime fill, meaning it never technically needs changing under normal conditions. That designation is one of the most misleading things printed in a modern owner's manual. Transmission fluid degrades, it absorbs moisture, it breaks down under heat, it loses its viscosity, and it accumulates tiny metallic particles from normal wear inside the transmission. A fluid that looks clean and red when it goes in will, after 60 or 70,000 miles of hard use, look dark, smell burned, and be offering a fraction of the protective and lubricating properties it had originally. For Hyundai owners, the smart approach is to inspect the transmission fluid, or have a trusted mechanic inspect it, at every major service interval. If it's dark, if it has a burnt smell, or if the car has gone through any kind of hard use like towing, mountain driving, or stop-and-go city commuting in hot climates, changing the fluid is cheap insurance against a repair that can cost several $1,000s. Lifetime fluid is a marketing convenience. Your transmission's longevity is a practical reality. Number 5. Never put the car in neutral while coasting downhill. It sounds logical on the surface. You're heading down a long hill, you want to save fuel, so you drop the transmission into neutral and let the car roll. In the era of carbureted engines, this kind of coasting actually did save fuel because the fuel system kept running regardless of whether the engine was under load. Modern fuel-injected engines, including every engine Hyundai has built in the last 2 decades, work entirely differently. When your Hyundai is in drive and your foot is off the gas going downhill, the engine control unit detects that the throttle is closed and the vehicle is in motion. In this state, it enters fuel cut mode, meaning it cuts fuel delivery to the injectors almost entirely, using the car's own momentum to keep the engine spinning. You are using almost zero fuel. The moment you shift to neutral, the engine needs to idle, which means fuel is being supplied again to maintain idle speed. You've actually increased your fuel consumption by trying to save it. Beyond the fuel economy myth, coasting in neutral removes your ability to use engine braking, the natural slowing force created by keeping the transmission in gear, which means your brake pads are doing all the work on that downhill run. Over time, that adds up to faster brake wear. Stay in drive, lift your foot off the gas, and let the engineering do exactly what it was designed to do. Number 6. Never neglect the parking brake on flat ground. This habit is so widespread that it feels like a non-issue. You park on flat ground, you shift into park, and you never touch the parking brake because what's the point? The ground is level. The car isn't going anywhere. The parking pal, that small pin we discussed earlier, is doing its job perfectly fine. Except that relying exclusively on the parking pal to hold your car stationary every single day, in every single parking situation, is asking one small metal pin to do the job of an entire braking system. The parking brake, whether it's a traditional handbrake or a modern electronic parking brake as found in many newer Hyundai models, is specifically designed to hold the car stationary for extended periods. It distributes that load across the rear brake system rather than concentrating it on a single point in the transmission. The habit of always engaging the parking brake, even on flat ground, takes 2 seconds and dramatically reduces the long-term stress on your transmission's parking pawl. In hilly or sloped areas, it's not optional, it's essential. But even on flat surfaces, the routine of setting the parking brake is the mark of a driver who understands how their car is engineered and treats it accordingly. Number 7. Never warm up the engine by revving it in park. Cold mornings create a specific temptation. You start the car, you hear the engine running at a slightly elevated idle as it warms up, and you give it a few revs in park to help things along, or maybe just out of habit, or the mild pleasure of hearing the engine respond. On a cold engine, in any Hyundai, this is genuinely harmful behavior. and the reasons are straightforward. When an engine is cold, the oil is thick, viscous, and slow to circulate to the upper engine components: the valve train, the camshafts, the turbocharger if your car has one. The oil pump is working, but full lubrication to all critical surfaces takes a short period of time to establish. Revving the engine hard before that lubrication film is fully established means metal surfaces are running against each other with insufficient protection. Every time you do this, you're creating microscopic wear that accumulates into real damage over years of ownership. The correct warm-up procedure for a modern Hyundai is simple. Start the engine, give it 30 to 60 seconds at idle, and then drive gently for the first few minutes, keeping engine speeds modest until the temperature gauge starts to move toward its normal operating range. Driving gently is actually more effective at warming the engine evenly than revving it in park, because it circulates warm coolant through the system more efficiently. Let the car warm up the way its engineers intended. Number 8. Never ignore the dual-clutch transmission's quirks. If your Hyundai uses a DCT, a dual-clutch transmission, and this includes the 7-speed wet DCT used in many Hyundai and Kia models, there is a specific behavior pattern you need to understand and respect. The DCT is not a traditional automatic. It behaves like one from the driver's seat, but mechanically, it functions more like two manual gearboxes operated by a computer. This means it has a specific weakness in low-speed stop-and-go traffic, a situation where traditional automatics with torque converters are completely comfortable. In crawling traffic, the DCT is continuously engaging and disengaging its clutches to manage the tiny throttle inputs and speed variations of bumper-to-bumper driving. This generates heat in the clutch packs and can, over time or in extreme conditions, trigger a thermal protection mode where the car limits performance to cool the transmission down. What you should never do in a DCT-equipped Hyundai is hold the car stationary on a slope, using only light throttle with the car in drive, the exact hill-holding habit we discussed earlier. In a traditional automatic, this is bad. In a DCT, it's worse because the clutch engagement is more direct and the heat buildup more concentrated. If you own a Hyundai with a DCT, use the brake to hold your position in traffic. Use the parking brake on inclines. Allow the transmission to be fully disengaged when stationary. These small habits preserve the clutch packs that are the heart of the dual-clutch system and keep you out of the dealership for a repair that carries a very uncomfortable price tag. Number 9. Never skip the cooling system service. This one might surprise you on a list about automatic car habits, but the connection between your cooling system and your transmission is more direct than most people realize. Modern Hyundai vehicles route automatic transmission fluid through a heat exchanger that uses engine coolant to regulate transmission temperature. When the transmission is cold, warm coolant helps bring it up to operating temperature faster. When the transmission is hot, the cooler helps draw heat away from the fluid. That relationship means your transmission's thermal health is partially dependent on the health of your cooling system. Old coolant that has lost its anti-corrosion additives begins to create deposits and corrosion inside the cooling system, and that corrosion can affect the transmission cooler as well as the radiator, heater core, and water pump. A cooling system failure that leads to overheating doesn't just damage your engine, it can simultaneously cook your transmission fluid through the shared heat exchanger. Hyundai recommends coolant replacement at specific intervals, typically around 60,000 miles for the initial fill, depending on the model and coolant type. This is not a service you want to skip or defer indefinitely. Keeping fresh coolant in the system is one of the highest leverage maintenance items on the car because it protects multiple expensive systems simultaneously: your engine, your transmission, your heater, and your water pump, all at once. The bottom line: your Hyundai Automatic is a genuinely impressive piece of engineering. Whether it's the smooth 8-speed in a Santa Fe, the efficient 6-speed in an Elantra, or the sophisticated dual-clutch in a performance-oriented trim, the transmission in your car was designed with precision and built to last if you treat it correctly. Every habit on this list is something that feels harmless in the moment. Shifting to park a fraction of a second early, holding your position on a hill with the throttle, coasting in neutral down a long slope. None of these things will cause your transmission to fail tomorrow, but they compound, they accumulate, and 6 years into owning a car you love, they show up as a repair estimate that takes your breath away. The good news is that every single thing on this list is free to correct. Not one of them requires a trip to the mechanic, a replacement part, or a single dollar spent. They require only awareness and a small adjustment in how you interact with your car day to day. Treat the engineering with the respect it deserves, stay on top of your fluids, and drive with intention. And your Hyundai Automatic will give you years of reliable, satisfying service. If this video saved you from a habit you didn't even know was hurting your car, share it with someone else who drives a Hyundai. They'll want to know too.